The attacks from the air came in the dead of night as villagers of Shirnak slept. Officials and family members in the area say these men were smuggling diesel, sugar and cigarettes across the border from northern Iraq.
They were smuggling gas and oil. I think Hiron saw them. Warplanes fired last night.
In a written statement, the Turkish army defended their role, saying they fired on the group moving across the border following intelligence that members of the outlawed Kurdistan Workers Party, or PKK, were planning attacks on military bases in the area. The ruling Justice and Development Party says it was a very unlucky situation.
It is not acceptable, and we will conduct a full investigation. We are doing our best to find real answers, but this does not mean we will stop fighting terrorism.
The pro-Kurdish Peace and Democracy Party, or BDP, called the incident a massacre.
It's very clear this was a massacre and that the government is responsible. The military have accepted that they are guilty.
Attacks between the Turkish army and members of the PKK began escalating in October, following the deaths of 24 Turkish soldiers at the hands of the rebel forces in the southern town of Çukurca. Turkey's President Abdullah Gül vowed to avenge those attacks. Murat Çiçek grew up around Şırnak and as a journalist has covered the tensions in the area for many years. He says the military has been sensitive since the October attacks and that those in the community know the dangers of the border corridor.
They all know the potential risks at that region. Even 9-year-old boys, girls knows that that region, that border is transition of the terrorists inside Turkey, outside Turkey.
Much of the international community deem the PKK a terrorist organization. Meanwhile, human rights groups have repeatedly expressed their concern about the arbitrary arrests of Kurds under terrorism laws in Turkey.
Yet this dispute is not reserved solely for the border regions. With attacks on public buses and in crowded shopping areas in big metropolitan cities such as Istanbul, this conflict is having an effect on the entire country.
Demonstrations took place all across the country to protest the airstrikes. An estimated 45,000 lives have already been lost in this conflict, and as these grieving families mourn the latest victims, they ask, how many more will there be? Natalie Carney for Press TV in Istanbul.